you. Thank you all so very, very much. And let me say to Cindy and Frazier, with Shell, Houston First, David, and Michael, and all of those who are affiliated with Houston First, let me thank you all for an incredible, luncheon already and all the work leading up to it. Please give it up to Cindy, Shell, and Houston First. I want to thank my pastor and First Lady, Pastor Ralph D. West and Sharita West, for honoring me and for being here and for their support and the church over the last, well, really, for me, 35 years at the church, and for them being here this morning. I know they drove in this morning from Waco, Baylor, to be here, so please give it up to my pastor, Ralph D. West and Sharita West. My daughter is also here, and Ash Page Turner, as she would say, my only child. So I really appreciate her, love her dearly. This is going to be a few thank yous. This is my, since it's, they say my last. So let me thank my executive team and staff, Marvelette, Andy, all of my directors, and for being with me. Many have been with me for the entire 8 years. Most have been with me from 6 to 8 years. But whether you've been with me for 2 years or 8, I certainly want to thank my entire executive team. And I want to thank the people in this city, the 2.3 million Houstonians, for being very supportive, not just of me, but of their city. Over the last 8 years, without the people themselves, we would not be where we are. So regardless of your political persuasion, regardless of your orientation, however diverse you may be, your faith, regardless of where you live, this has been proven to be one great city. So to the people of the city of Houston, thank you for an incredible ride. Now to the 22,000 city employees. Let me tell you, I couldn't do it without 22,000 of them. And oftentimes, they get a lot of criticism. I tell people you can easily find some low-hanging fruit at the city of Houston. If you need to do a story, you can come to the city of Houston on any day, and you can find some low-hanging fruit. But 22,000 employees, through the storms, through COVID, through social civil unrest, through Winter Storm Uri, through extreme heat, these employees show up, and they really represent the city well. And today, in my final deal, I want to give some special recognition to some of them who represent those 22,000 employees. The people standing before you were nominated by their department directors for their exemplary work, but representative of all of the employees in their respective departments. And so today, if you will help me at the end, Nicole Brooks from Housing and Community Development, Yanette Calderon from the Office of Chief Resilience and Sustainability, Linda Callis from ARA Payroll, Grace Chavez, the Mayor's Office of Cultural Affairs, Michelle Duval from the Mayor's Office of Communications, Gabriella Finney from HTV, Jamie Flores from the Municipal Courts, Alejandra Garcia, Planning and Development, Ophelia Gomez from the Houston Public Library, Vanessa Graham Morgan from the Mayor's Office, Kayleen Henderson from the Health Department, Scott Kenyon from the Mayor's Office of Special Events, Troy Lemon, City Secretary, Andy Matea from the Mayor's Office of Government Affairs, Jessica McGowan from the Mayor's Office of Education, Levi McGuire from Finance, Tom Munoz from the Office of Emergency Management, Jessica Ingo from the Mayor's Office of Trade and International Affairs, Richard Nicholson from HITS, Colleen Petty from Legal, Chaplain Richard Ponce from the Houston Fire Department, Lester Powell from Solid Waste Management, Liliana Rombo from the Houston Airport System, Petro Salinas from the Houston Parks and Recreation Department, John Serrano from the Mayor's Office with People with Disabilities, Herbert Sims from the Department of Neighborhoods, Roman Vallis from the Emergency Medical Services, Kevin Warren from Houston Police Department, Timothy Warren from the Office of Business Opportunity, Darius Washington from the Mayor's Office of Complete Communities, Vincent Wells from Houston Public Works, Courtney Wilkerson from the Houston Emergency Center, Roderick Wilform from GHD, Corey Warden from Human Resources, and Lisa Young from Fleet Management Department. Please give it up if you would join me in applauding these outstanding city employees. Thank you all so very, very much. And I will tell you that what we have accomplished over the 8 years, we have accomplished together. If you take these employees out, nothing gets done. And you can't be a mayor if you don't have dedicated workers and people on the staff making it happen, so I want to thank you. Together we have faced many storms, as you have heard, and you know, 7 federally declared disasters in 8 years. From floods or freeze, from a Super Bowl or the pandemic, we rose up and we met the challenges of our times. From inequities in neighborhood investments to billions of dollars in unfunded pension liabilities, from one safe Houston to one clean Houston, we confronted each issue head on and we set the city on firmer footing. From the tax day floods, Harvey and Tropical Storm Imelda, we launched Resilient Houston, the Climate Action Plan. We focused on energy transition and leaving the next generation better aware and better prepared for the future. From being a national leader on reducing homelessness to providing summer jobs to 20,000 of our kids just this year alone, to being named the first child-friendly city in the United States, we can take pride as Houstonians that we are the envy of so many cities across the country. We are the energy capital of the world, but yet we purchase more renewable energy than any other city in the United States. We beat out New York, LA, Philadelphia, you name it. We lead the country in renewables. We are diverse, but at the same time, we work every day to be inclusive. We are greener, more compassionate, more united, and more forward-moving than we can ever imagine. And I have not done it alone. Over the last 8 years, I've had some incredible partners on City Council. We have not always voted together, but most time we have. And every now and then, we have a few council members who just want to keep me from having a perfect record, so they may voice a little opposition along the way. But in their hearts, I know they wanted to vote with me. I just know they did. If you are a council member now, or you've been a council member the last 8 years, will all of the council members in this room please stand up? All of my council members stand up. We are an incredible group, and let me tell you, I could not have enjoyed working with them more. And then lastly, this administration has laid the groundwork for the city of Houston's future. It's not just about what we have done, but it's about the things that we have done that will unfold in the future. Because if you simply measure about what we have done, that means when the term ends, then the work we have done will have come to an end. But it's the things that we have done that will unfold in years to come. Earlier this year, We held the official groundbreaking of the Inwood Forest Stormwater Detention Basin Project, constructing 12 individual basins, providing 1,200 acre-feet of mitigating stormwater storage. The Inwood project will provide flood damage reduction to over 4,400 structures in the White Oak Bayou and Vogel Creek watersheds, with the estimated completion date in May of 26. In August of 2017, Hurricane Harvey damaged the municipal court building. Initially, FEMA identified total damages of $7 million. The City of Houston administration requested another review. And just last week, FEMA has preliminarily agreed to a payment of $54.2 million, which when combined with what we have already set aside, will finance a totally new municipal court building. Yesterday, we cut the ribbon on the solid waste Northeast transfer station. It will be built in March of 2025. The North Canal Stormwater Project is currently in design. The Lake Livingston Flood Water Gates in Kingwood is currently in design. The I-45 expansion project is moving forward. The Sunnyside Solar Farm, which will be the largest urban solar farm in the country, will be operational in 2024. The $250 million Ismaili Center, the 7th in the world, will be completed next year. Metro is moving forward on 3 BRT corridors right now. Will be completed very soon. The University Corridor for Metro, the longest in the nation, is already in the president's budget of $150 million. That's the seed funding, with more to come. And even though I would have loved this high-speed bullet train to already been moving, at least we have the federal representative here today to acknowledge that it is still alive. Thanks to a bill passed during this year's Texas legislative session, Houston will get nearly $2 billion in the coming years to transform the convention center itself and the surrounding district, a project that will catalyze further development in that part of downtown. The renderings that you are seeing now are really just conceptual drawings of what this part of our city could look like in the years to come. Houston First will work with neighboring stakeholders, convention clients, and others to develop a detailed plan and a timeline for the project that will be phased and take several years to complete. But make no mistake, this transformative, once-in-a-generation project will not only create a new destination for locals and visitors, it will also work in tandem with the vision for the North Houston Highway Improvement Project, reconnecting downtown with the EDU and the East End, and the billions of dollars of investment happening in that part of the city. The reimagined convention center and district will integrate with its surroundings on both sides of the new I-45 corridor, helping to restitch neighborhoods and facilitate growth for the next 50 years. I'm proud that we have been able to begin this important effort that will keep us competitive as a destination and, more importantly, leave a lasting impact for Houstonians. I see this as a keystone to other developments that are just beginning to take shape around the center of the city, from Buffalo Bayou Partnership's master plan for the downtown section of the Bayou and Midway 150-acre East River project to the emerging Ion District in Midtown and the rapidly rising 37-acre TMC Helix Parks. These are all transformative projects that have the capacity to make our city better and to enrich the lives of Houstonians. This will be my final state of the city. But let me just be clear. I am not anxious to leave. And if I could run again, I would. But a word of advice for those who seek to follow me. Be careful of what you promise. Be careful on how you criticize. because you haven't looked under the hood. But what I can say to the next mayor is when I inherited a city of 160 million in the hole and an unfunded liability of 8.2 billion, I will hand to whoever the next mayor will be. Instead of 160 million in a hole, we'll give you a surplus of nearly $420 million. Instead of an unfunded liability of 8.2 billion, we'll give you a pension system where the unfunded liability is less than $2.2 billion. We'll give you a city that is still united, even though how diverse it may be. We'll give you a city that's more united. And we'll give you a city that if you go anywhere around the world, Houston is now talked about in the top 5, certainly within the top 10. And wherever city you go to in the United States, Houston is in that discussion. We're not at the back end, we're on the front end. And what I can say to Houstonians, I have given you my best. And I am proud, I am very proud of the city that I shall pass forward. Thank you so very much for allowing me to be your mayor.